article here about the Note 20 line because you can't leave the Note behind. Note still has a fan base. I'm sure you're aware. Mm-hmm. And the Note's feeling left behind. Right? I mean, it's hard to buy a Note right now with all those hot off the heels. Mm-hmm. It's hard to pay attention to the Note right now. What's the lifespan of a smartphone in 2020? 20 minutes?
I would say so.
20 days? I mean, you can only really enjoy your phone for 4 months before they start talking about that next one. Yeah. Maybe 6 months. Mm-hmm. And then you start feeling outdated. I'm not saying you are. You got the previous Note. Live your life. Mm-hmm. Do your thing. Use your pen. Mm-hmm. Your pen still works.
It does. Yeah.
You see that?
Well, not my pen because I don't use the Note, but I'm sure.
No, but if you had a Note, you might use the pen.
You know.
Yeah, because you had the whole sketching thing going on for years, and now what? You retired?
A little bit, yeah.
Now you're more into your original background.
CNC milling.
Yeah. Because you used to be the guy. You were.
I can't believe that's such a hot topic for you.
You remember you were the guy on the bus with the sketch pad?
I was that guy.
Yeah, for a few years or whatever it was.
With the headphones on.
You had the French hat. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And a striped shirt. You look like a sailor. Did you just describe Where's Waldo? Anyway, so you can't even enjoy that Note series now because you got to hear all about this Note 20 and how great it's going to be. And it's going to have all the improvements, basically all the improvements that this is not my right mouse. Yeah, where's my other one? There it is. All the improvements of the latest S20 stuff, and maybe even a step more, maybe even a step greater. Well, how about that? Apparently, there's been a patent filing, which is the way a lot of these things go. The U.S. Patent and Trademark Office has approved Samsung's request for a patent for some new technology that we might see first on a Galaxy Note 20 later this year. Well, that's some hefty speculation on behalf of Alan Friedman and PhoneArena.com. Looks like he knows what he's talking about, though. So the patent was a very bizarre patent. It shows a button, an important button. Please secure the button. Secure your buttons. It shows a button which is poking through some glass. And this is a big deal. Isn't it amazing? Type of stuff get you juiced up in this day and age. It's a button, but it comes through glass. It pokes through glass. Well, I guess it matters because it's obviously hard to do. And what you're looking at here in figure 3A that Will is showing you, you are looking at this waterfall style display that brings the glass all the way around the thing. The best reference point for the most aggressive version of this was on, what was it, the Huawei Mate
30 Pro?
30 Pro, yes. And that brought a physical button as well. But what they did to bring a physical button up to a reasonable location is they just brought as close as they could on the bottom side of the frame. So it was still embedded in the metallic frame. It's just that it was set back further on the device in order to get that physical button. Nobody wants to give up at least one physical button, it seems like. So what Samsung says in the patent is, well, we'll just cut a precision region into the glass, and the button will poke through there. And that's what you're looking at in this particular patent. So now you have the benefit of having the button in a more comfortable location as opposed to being wedged onto what at that point becomes the back of the device. And beyond that, man, you're not seeing any other buttons here. That's the one button that you seem to get in the future. You still get that button. But the others, they can be on the screen or however else they decide to hide them. It seems to be that this is a futuristic endeavor. I think this also shows, and I'm not sure how to read this figure completely, but it looks like the front-facing cameras are embedded under the display as well. So this could be future proofing. This could be way in the distance. This might not necessarily be the next Note series, but it obviously coincides with Samsung's next smartphone. Presumably they're working on it, and now you have the patent filing. So it could pop up. Maybe not in this version, maybe in a future version. I know it's a controversial subject amongst smartphone enthusiasts.
The waterfall?
The idea that your display has to keep wrapping all around things. That your display just keeps...
I hate when that happens.
Exactly. And so some people were applauding Samsung because the latest release, the screens got flatter.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, in Apple land, the screens are flat. Mm-hmm. So do we want this curved thing? How do we deal with accidental presses? Maybe there is software we haven't seen yet. Maybe they make improvements. Maybe all of a sudden the rejection is just spot on.
No.
Spot on. Spot on like your button. Like your button. Like your button. What else do we see in here? There's another... Okay, so that's kind of cool, but not that crazy. The crazy part comes down here. The patent also included some interesting information, including the possibility that future Galaxy phones might feature a holographic projector that displays a stereoscopic image in the air. I'm just going to sit back here.
That's way more impressive.
I'm going to sit back here. I'm going to sit all the way back here. That's what you want, Will.
Yeah.
You're
Can we get
Mr.
that now?
Hologram. Mm-hmm. Tony Stark over there.
Yeah. Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean, we're so far out on this. Are we? They put this in a patent. Well, we're not. It doesn't mean we're seeing it. You're not going to see a solid hologram Obi-Wan situation. Comes back. He's telling you about the dark side or whatever he's doing.
Obi-Wan.
What does he come back? He talks to Luke?
Princess Leia.
No, or earlier on. Doesn't Obi-Wan jump in there? He jumps in. It's like in a little village or something. He jumps in. He jumps out. Plus, he can't die.
No, he's a ghost. Spoiler.
So I'm saying he could easily be a hologram if he wanted. Easily, he could do a recording.
Empire.
No, but it's not the ghost. I'm saying he talked to somebody early. Who did he train?
Like young.
Who did Obi-Wan train? Who was he? He trained Luke? Yeah, he talked to Luke. He talked to Luke at some point. I'm telling you. He talked to Luke in his village or something. I don't know. Anyway, this is in what do they call that? This is different canon. This is my own personal fandom canon.
You're paraphrasing.
It's very popular online. My storyline. You just didn't see it yet, but it's hot. It's hotter than the main storyline. It's all hologram all the time. Okay. Max hologram. Anyway, they say they're working on it. Other possible features include an EMG sensor, an EEG sensor, an ECG sensor, and a fingerprint sensor. This thing gonna give you the full physical workup. This next phone, all right? It's gonna crawl across your body over there and let you know the type of bad shape that you're in.
Oh boy.
Type of garbage you've been putting in there. Yeah. What else? Okay, so some other stuff. This is more predictable stuff. Snapdragon 865 mobile platform, and you're probably going to see an improved battery. They got to step it up. Why? Because you put the 5,000 milliamp hour in a S series device. Note series always been the powerhouse, productivity king. I believe has got to have 5,000 milliamp hours. So some of this stuff exciting, some of it more science fiction than reality. But it's cool that the stuff happens. They're sitting there thinking about holograms in Korea. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. A Star Wars fan must be in there,
You know what I'm saying
about
here?
The future. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Maybe, who knows? Maybe internally they're already testing that stuff in the HQ. You know, it could be their own Obi-Wan moments from room to room.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know.